Welcome to the Day 3 video news blog of the MacMania V Geekcruise. Today is a full day of fresh salt air and excitement as we sail toward our next port, Belize. The MacMania seminars are in full swing. And first, we're going to catch up with Janet Hill to talk about the power of iPhoto and using the iPod in education. Then, we will discover a few Mac gems. And finally, we'll talk to the executive chef of the Veendam about the challenges of preparing food for a small city and searching for piranha in the Amazon. I understand you're an ornithologist.
I've worked on ornithology projects throughout Mexico when I was an undergraduate, and then recently I've been to some of the South American countries, so I'm really excited about the Belize stop. I'll probably go out and do some bird watching and also do some snorkeling, so I'll do all kinds of biology experiences.
What do you think is the greatest feature of iPhoto?
I think there's the thing about iPhoto that makes it so powerful is the ability for a person to publish their pictures. And whether that be in an iPhoto book that you actually print out and publish, or whether that's a PDF that you then send your grandkids or your neighbors and friends to show them what kinds of things you're experiencing and doing. I think the ability of iPhoto to publish is really powerful.
Do you think in the future the iPod will be used in the classroom?
I've been working with a lot of schools, and I'm seeing a lot of different usage of iPods. One school in Louisa, Muscatine, Iowa is doing a really interesting project where their special ed kids are actually taking tests using the iPod. So the teacher is reading the test question into the iPod for them. And they're special ed students, and so they actually need to have somebody read the test questions. And so they see the test questions, have it read, and then they take their tests without help, where normally they would have somebody sitting right next to them reading the test questions for them.
Now let's turn our attention to Mac Gems, favorite applications from the presenters. Today we will hear Rob Griffiths talk about two of his favorites, Butler and Witch. We've put the URL of these programs at the bottom of the screen so you can find more information. And we'll feature more Mac Gems later in the week.
What Witch is a window switcher. So instead of Command Tab, I'm going to use Option Tab. So when I use Option Tab, these are all my open windows. So now instead of picking an application, I can actually pick a specific window within the applications. Butler is by the same guy who wrote Witch, Peter Maurer, and I really like the way it works. The thing I like, I call it my Swiss Army knife, because it does pretty much everything. So with just Butler, I control iTunes, I have a multiple clipboard, I have a launching program, I can launch widgets, I can launch applications.
Now there is one thing you never need to do on this ship, and that is go hungry. Let's talk to Thomas Schumann, the executive chef of the Veendam, to find out what it takes to keep a small city healthy and happy. Could you tell us, first of all, how many meals you prepare a day?
We are preparing around 6,000 meals a day. It depends on the passenger count, how many crew we have on board. And if you think about it, we have right now 1,280 passengers plus close to 600 crew. If everybody eats only 3 meals a day, it goes straight up to almost 6,000 meals. And don't forget the coffee time, all the snacks and all the desserts, what is on the side. So I would say it's more than 6,000 actually a day.
How long ago did you start the cooking classes that you do with Food and Wine?
We started last year, and it's working out quite well. We have as well guest chefs on board. They are coming from Food and Wine magazine, and it's really great to work with them because it basically keep your mind open for any kind of changes what you have in the culinary field.
Have you had any challenging times getting certain foods?
Yes, we had actually, our last cruise was a 34-day cruise from Vancouver to Tampa, and we went through the Panama Canal and in the Amazon River. And it was quite surprising. We went to Manaus and we had there an overnight, and I was asking to get some piranha fish for the menu. We are right in the middle of the Amazon, and I asked the ship's chandler, and he told me it's not available. He checked all the boats who come in from the fishermen, and it was not available. And I said, okay, I need a few piranhas because we have a cooking class basically scheduled, and we need that. And I told as well to the ship's chandler, I don't care how you do it. If you stick a food into the pond, I want to have a piranha. And luckily I get done some. It's quite amazing if you think about it. You're in the Amazon and you cannot get a piranha, you know, to prepare.
What is probably the most challenging dish that you all make?
A baked Alaska. This is an item what you have to make almost on the spot, à la minute we call it. And the pastry have to be really, really fast to cut down the ice blocks or the ice cream blocks, then cover it with the sponge cake and the meringue, flame it and then give it out to waiters. It's a little bit time restricted, space restricted area, and this is actually a great job what they do week after week for the baked Alaska.
This has certainly been a day of fun and education. Tomorrow morning we arrive at our next destination, Belize. Have you ever gone cave tubing? Join us tomorrow and find out what it's all about. For Media Support Group, this is Janet Butler saying happy sailing. See you tomorrow.